Right, gonna do a voiceover for Mythic Ursoc. Decided to go for Ursoc third. It seems like a better overall option for our group. So I've pulled up our heroic Ursoc kill because it's going to be quite a big representation of how the fight is going to work for us. But firstly, I'll go over the changes from heroic to mythic. So the first thing on the pull, instead of the boss doing a charge, he will instead do a roar first, which means the raid stays stacked, and then the first soaking group will get ready to soak the charge. It's not that much of a change really, but it does allow you to do something a bit different, which I'll get into in a moment. The second mythic change is that he will spawn a ad from the Nightmare Miasma from the Roaring Cacophony, which you can't really miss. It's a big red swirly puddle. This bear has around, I think it's about 70 million HP, which isn't a lot, but in the time window you have to kill it, it can be quite a DPS check. Now this bear will just hit the tanks and will mimic one of the boss's abilities, which is the Roaring Cacophony, and it should die well before the ad gets the chance to cast that ability, so it's basically just a target dummy, really. If it doesn't die quick enough, then yeah, the roar will most likely kill everyone. I'm not sure yet, I haven't seen one go off in any videos I've seen, but going off the damage that we'll get, it does seem like it'll be a wipe unless we use a raid CD, which we don't really want to use for that ad. Now, other than that, it's Ursoc. You get the raw first, and then you get the ad. And with the ad, overall DPS should go a bit higher. At least, speaking about Shadow Priest, multi-dotting does increase our single target DPS. I'm not sure about everyone else. But going off the Fat Boss video, he said you need around 270 to 290k DPS sustained throughout the fight. Now, speaking for myself and Valinka, that's going to be a bit difficult because Shadow Priest doesn't really have a lot of damage until we get strength up. But once we do get strength up, we're obviously going to rise to probably 350 to 400k with the gear we have now. But looking at the DPS we have, and on this heroic attempt, Zeppa died, Katori died, and Doffy died. So we had 2 DPS dead. So the DPS will be substantially lower. But then we've got Monan on 252, Santrox on 254, Cupcake on 262, Wayne on 278, and as soon as the 278 mark with Wayne is pretty much the break point of where people need to be throughout the fight. But now this is where the book comes in, because at the start of the fight the boss does a raw instead of a charge. This means that healers and tanks and pretty much every DPS can maximize their DPS on the pull. Now, I know for a fact that Holy Paladins with wings can do a fucking ridiculous amount of damage unless they've changed that, so Catilda can use wings on the pull and the DPS pot and just go nuts. Holy Priest, we have okay-ish damage. It's not much to be proud about, but with a potion, Shinnor can easily do the upwards of 5 million. I have no idea about Resto Shamans or Resto Druids, but I'm sure with DPS pots you can do a couple of million. Now this in the long term will make a hell of a lot of difference for the DPS check. Healing CDs wise, just going off the Fat Boss video, they've said that the raw is worth CDs and the charge isn't, because the charge really is just static damage, and then the raw itself you get 2 in quick succession, so you'll want CDs for the raw, and if possible something minor like externals, not externals, personals, health stones, maybe a rally for charge, and you'll want healing CDs and bigger CDs for the raws, but obviously we'll have to judge that when we get there. But Ursoc itself shouldn't really be a tactic check, it's a DPS check. There's not really a lot to wipe from other than people getting one shot from the charge or the raw, which if you do that you're soaking 2 charges and you shouldn't. Even on Mythic the charge will not one shot you, even in Berserk. It's going to drop you to probably around 5 or 10%. Now if you use a personal you'll be even higher. If you're an external you'll be even higher. But we'll need to judge that when we get there. You shouldn't be getting one shot from charges regardless. But I haven't linked a video for this, or I haven't talked over a video. I'll link one with the forum post, but the only thing you need to look out for really is the ad, the gap window, and then read up on your class, look at some logs from your classes, your specs that have done Ursoc, so you can prepare in advance talent wise and how to position yourself when to use your CDs. And it would be nice to see some good progress in this on Wednesday. And yeah, don't be shit.